What if I told you there is a shooting guard who is unbelievably athletic, a great scorer, and loves to talk trash? But his name isn't Michael Jordan.
As they're walking right in front of our table.
What we are seeing from Anthony Edwards is the emergence of a new superstar, a 6'5", 220-pound high flyer who is relentless at scoring but also a lockdown defender. At just 22 years old, he helped eliminate the defending NBA champions Denver Nuggets in the second round of the playoffs.
Gordon is on him. Shot clock at 7. He'll dance. Great cut over and a shot. Good! What a play! 35 for Anthony Edwards and a dazzling array of moves. Man.
His performances transformed Minnesota from being considered a good team to true title contenders, and he even played an important role in the US winning Olympic gold. Ant still has a long way to go before he can be considered on the level of Michael Jordan, but he is clearly on the right track. Michael Jordan made a significant jump in his 4th NBA season. That's when he won his first MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and began to average 35 points per game. While Ant's 4th season wasn't at the same level, it was still a big jump. On November 13, 2023, he was named the NBA Western Conference Player of the Week for the first time in his career after leading Minnesota to an undefeated week. He was named to his second All-Star game and had a career-high 51 points in a 130-121 win over the Washington Wizards. He was balling and was rewarded by being named to the All-NBA second team for the first time in his career. This was an unexpected development in Ant's game. People knew he was good. After all, he was the #1 pick in the draft. He finished second for Rookie of the Year in 2021 and was named to the All-Rookie First Team. In his second season, he had become the first player in NBA history to record a stat line of at least 40 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals, and 5 3-pointers in a single game. He joined Carmelo Anthony as the only player to score 40 points without an assist at 20 years old or younger. But nobody had expected him to become this good this quick. What makes Ant very similar to Jordan was that both of them elevate their games in the playoffs. In his playoff debut, Ant had 36 points and 6 assists in a Game 1 win over the Memphis Grizzlies. This was only the first round, but Ant looked like he was on a mission.
Edwards fires it down.
Flying dunks, 3-pointers, Memphis found it very difficult to guard him. He is much bigger than your traditional guards and far more athletic than anyone else on the court. Despite Ant putting up 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in Game 6, the Timberwolves were defeated in the first round. A tough loss, but a glimpse into the superstar potential that Ant had. The next season, he got even better. On January 21st, 2023, Ant scored a season-high 44 points, including a season-high 8 3-pointers in a 113-104 win over the Houston Rockets. Just a month later, he was named an All-Star for the first time in his career.
We actually were able to add 2 All-Stars this year. League called Anthony Edwards.
On the final game of the season, Ant put up 26 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 4 blocks to help the Timberwolves beat the Pelicans 113-108 to get the 8th seed. This allowed the Wolves to have a chance of making the playoffs through the play-in games. Despite losing the first game to the Los Angeles Lakers, the Wolves beat the Oklahoma City Thunder at home thanks to Ant and Karl Anthony Towns. While the Wolves were ecstatic they had made it to the playoffs, they had to face the best team in the NBA.
Jokic in the pile. Here it goes.
Denver has won! In the very first round, the Denver Nuggets. But this is exactly where Ant shines, where he shows his inner Michael Jordan. He shines when the lights are the brightest. In Game 1 against the Denver Nuggets, despite losing, Ant scored 41 points, setting a new franchise record for the most points in a playoff game, a record previously held by Sam Cassell at 40 points. On April 21st, during Game 3, Ant scored 36 points in a 120-111 loss, joining Kobe Bryant as the player with the second most 30-point NBA playoff games before turning 22 years old. Despite Ant's 29 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 blocks in Game 5 though, the Timberwolves were eliminated from the playoffs. While the Wolves were defeated, it was another step in Ant's progress as a player. He showed everyone that he's ready to compete with the best in the world. The athleticism, the shot creation, It's tough to watch Ant dunk over 3 people and not see glimpses of Michael Jordan. In the 2024 playoffs, Ant was playing with a chip on his shoulder. Despite his fantastic performances in the previous 2 seasons, the Wolves hadn't been able to get past the first round. He vowed to change that. In the first round against the Phoenix Suns, Ant started off game 1 with a bang, putting up 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists as the Wolves won the first game. Game 2 he wasn't as good, but the Wolves were still able to push on and get their second win. Then in games 3 and 4, Ant went to another level. 36 points in game 3, followed up by 40 points in game 4, as the Wolves swept Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Given the Wolves' history, most people had the Suns winning that round, yet thanks to Ant, the Wolves had not only won, but dominated. In game 4, Ant had scored 31 of his 40 points in the second half, along with 9 rebounds and 6 assists in a 122-116 win to close out the series. It was the Timberwolves' first playoff series win in 20 years. He also surpassed Kevin Garnett for the most 30-point playoff games in Timberwolves franchise history. The whole time as well, he was talking trash. Kevin Durant is Anthony Edwards' idol, but that didn't stop Ant from talking smack right to his face. It's this attitude and competitive spirit that makes the similarities with Jordan so obvious. The ability to get in the opponent's head and talk your talk whether you're losing or winning. It's nice to see the raw emotion of a player instead of seeing them hide behind PR-trained answers. Ant himself had noticed these parallels too, but reminded people that he is different from Jordan.
Yeah, like the first Anthony Edwards, not the next Michael Jordan. I want people to be like, this Anthony Edwards kid, he got his own style. He maybe got a mix of Michael Jordan in him, but I got a tray ball. I can shoot the 3, so I think that makes me a little different than Michael Jordan.
Cause he can shoot 3s better than Michael could. Never change, Ant. Never change. In the second round of the playoffs, Ant came face to face with the team that had defeated them the season before. The Denver Nuggets. But Ant was here to get revenge. In game 1, he scored 43 points in a 106-99 victory over the Nuggets. He joined Kobe Bryant as the only player with consecutive 40-point games at age 22 or younger in NBA postseason history. In game 4, Ant scored a playoff career high and franchise postseason record 44 points, along with 5 rebounds and 5 assists, but the Wolves still lost. Ant kept pushing though, and he was able to help his team finally defeat the defending champions. It was a shocking upset. Everyone had thought that Denver would go on to become back-to-back champions, especially since they had Jokic. But Ant averaged almost 28 points per game as the Wolves took down the title favorites. Considering that Michael Jordan hadn't won his first title until he was 27, Ant was well ahead in his basketball journey. In the Western Conference Final, however, that journey came to an end. In Game 4, Ant posted a near triple-double with 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in a 105-100 victory over the Dallas Mavericks. However, that wasn't enough, as the Wolves ended up losing in just 5 games. Ant's rise to superstardom is obvious to see. He is already one of the best players, but has the potential to go even further, to become someone who is the face of the entire league. His entertaining playstyle, combined with his charismatic personality, are very similar to Jordan. But in Ant's own words, he is the next Anthony Edwards and nobody else. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this one as well. Check it out right here.